What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am here to do my 2021-2022 College Football Bowl predictions. Now, with the college football regular season in the books, we are now into my favorite part of the college football season and where it really matters the most, the College Football Bowl season. And the road to the College Football Playoff National Championship at Lucas Oil Stadium starts now. So I am extremely excited to do my College Football Bowl predictions for you guys this year. This could be a long video because we'll be making picks from the Bahamas Bowl all the way up to the College Football Playoff National Championship game. So sit back and relax, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record last year in College Football Bowl predictions was good, even though we had a lot of cancellations thanks to COVID. We went 16-10. So our overall record coming in is 63, 43-1. So we're coming in hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hoping this video we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 3-year winning streak. Hoping this video we make it 4 years in a row. Hopefully. Now, this is the first video of a combined 2 video day on the channel today, guys. So, hope you guys will be able to watch this video and all the fantastic videos we got on deck on the channel in this very big month of December this year to wrap up 2021. This is the holiday of Dangerously. So, show your support as always by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, big to go in if you're a huge fan of college football like myself and you're ready for this year's College Football Bowl season. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club because this club is now officially 1,000 subscribers strong, and that is just fucking too. Again, thank you guys so very much for getting this milestone reached to get 1,000 subscribers on the channel. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into my College Football Bowl predictions. Let's start off with the first bowl of the year. It is the Bahamas Bowl between the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders facing the Toledo Rockets. So coming from me in this year's Bahamas Bowl, I am going to go with the Toledo Rockets to get it done and defeat the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. And now next matchup, it is the Cure Bowl between the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers facing the 2021 MAC champions, the Northern Illinois Huskies. So coming from me in this year's Cure Bowl, I am going to go with my good friend Killswitch and his Coastal Carolina Chanticleers to get it done here and defeat the Northern Illinois Huskies in a close offensive shootout. And now next matchup, it is the Boca Raton Bowl between the Appalachian State Mountaineers facing the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Now this is the 6th meeting between Appalachian State and Western Kentucky. Appalachian State leads the all-time series 4-1. Now the Mountaineers have won the last 3 meetings over the Hilltoppers. They didn't go all the way back to 1984, and the Hilltoppers are looking to defeat the Mountaineers for the first time since 1973, 48 years ago. So coming from me in this year's Boca Raton Bowl, I am going to go with the Appalachian State Mountaineers to get it done and defeat the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers in a close shootout. And now next matchup, it is the Celebration Bowl, a football championship subdivision showdown between the MEAC champions, the South Carolina State Bulldogs, facing the SWAC champions, the Jackson State Tigers. So coming from me in this year's Celebration Bowl, a football championship subdivision bowl game, I am going to go with the SWAC champions, the Jackson State Tigers, to get it done and defeat the South Carolina State Bulldogs. And now next matchup, it is the New Mexico Bowl between my city's Fresno State Bulldogs facing the UTEP Miners. Now this is the 13th meeting between Fresno State and UTEP. Fresno State leads the all-time series 8-3-1. Now the Miners won the last meeting over the Bulldogs all the way back in 2004, and the Bulldogs are looking to defeat the Miners for the first time since 2003, 18 years ago. So coming from me in this year's New Mexico Bowl, I am going to go with my city's Fresno State Bulldogs to get it done and defeat the UTEP Miners. And now next matchup, it is the Independence Bowl between the BYU Cougars facing the UAB Blazers. So coming from me in this year's Independence Bowl, I am going to go with the BYU Cougars to get it done and defeat the UAB Blazers in a close offensive shootout. And now next matchup, it is the Lending Tree Bowl between the Liberty Flames facing the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Now this is only the 2nd meeting between Liberty and Eastern Michigan. The Flames won the last meeting over the Eagles all the way back in 1989. So the Flames have owned this rivalry for nearly 32 years. So coming from me in this year's Lending Tree Bowl, I am going to go with the Liberty Flames to get it done and defeat the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And our next matchup, it is the LA Bowl between the Oregon State Beavers facing the 2021 Mountain West Conference champions, the Utah State Aggies. Now, this is the fourth meeting between Utah State and Oregon State. The Beavers have won the last 3 meetings over the Aggies, dating all the way back, and listen to this, folks, since 1904. So the Beavers have owned this rivalry for 117 years. So coming from me in this year's LA Bowl, I am going to go with the 2021 Mountain West Conference champions, the Utah State Aggies, to get it done here and defeat the Oregon State Beavers in a close shootout. And our next matchup, it is the New Orleans Bowl between the Marshall Thundering Herd facing the 2021 Sun Belt champions, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. So coming from me in this year's New Orleans Bowl, which is pretty much a home game for the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana, I am going to go with the 2021 Sun Belt champions, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, to get it done here at home and defeat the Thundering Herd of Marshall. And our next matchup, it is the Myrtle Beach Bowl between the Old Dominion Monarchs facing the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. So coming from me in this year's Myrtle Beach Bowl, I am going to go with the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa to get it done and defeat the Monarchs of Old Dominion. And our next matchup, it is the famous Idaho Potatoes Bowl being played at the Smurf Turf in Boise, Idaho, between the Kent State Golden Flashes facing the Wyoming Cowboys. So coming from me in this year's famous Idaho Potato Bowl being played at the Smurf Turf in Boise, Idaho, I am going to go with the Kent State Golden Flashes to get it done here and defeat the Wyoming Cowboys. And our next matchup, it is the Frisco Bowl between the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners facing the San Diego State Aztecs. So coming from me in this year's Frisco Bowl from Frisco, Texas, I am going to go with the Roadrunners of Texas San Antonio to get it done here and defeat the Aztecs of San Diego State. And our next matchup, it is the Armed Forces Bowl between the Black Knights of Army facing the Missouri Tigers. Now, this is the 5th meeting between Army and Missouri. Missouri leads the all-time series 3-1. Now, the Tigers have won the last 2 meetings over the Black Knights, dating all the way back to 1981. And the Black Knights of Army are looking to defeat the Missouri Tigers for the first time since 1971, 50 years ago. So coming from me in this year's Armed Forces Bowl, I am going to go with the boys at West Point, the Black Knights of Army, to get it done here and defeat the Missouri Tigers in a close shootout. And our next matchup, it is known as the Frisco Football Classic between the Miami of Ohio Redhawks facing the Mean Green of North Texas. So coming from me in this Frisco Football Classic Bowl showdown, I am going to go with the Mean Green of North Texas to get it done and defeat the Miami of Ohio Redhawks in a close one. And our next matchup, it is the Hawaii Bowl between the Memphis Tigers facing the hometown team, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. So coming from me in this year's Hawaii Bowl, I am going to go with the Memphis Tigers to get it done here on the road and defeat the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors in a close shootout. And our next matchup, it is the Gasparilla Bowl between the Florida Gators facing the Central Florida Knights. Now, this is only the 3rd meeting between Florida and UCF. The Gators have won the last 2 meetings over the Knights, dating all the way back to 1999. So the Gators have owned this rivalry for nearly 22 years. So coming from me in this year's Gasparilla Bowl, I am going to go with my good friend Scott Weeks in Sports and his UCF Knights to get it done here and defeat the Florida Gators. And our next matchup, it is the Camellia Bowl between the Ball State Cardinals facing the Georgia State Panthers. Now, this is only the 3rd meeting between Ball State and Georgia State. The series is tied 1-1. Now, the Cardinals won the last meeting over the Panthers all the way back 5 years ago, and the Panthers are looking to defeat the Cardinals for the first time in 6 years. So, coming from me in this year's Camellia Bowl, I am going to go with the Georgia State Panthers to get it done and defeat the Ball State Cardinals. And our next matchup, it is the Quick Lanes Bowl between the Nevada Wolfpack facing the Western Michigan Broncos. So coming from me in this year's Quick Lanes Bowl, I am going to go with the Nevada Wolfpack to get it done and defeat the Western Michigan Broncos. And our next matchup, it is the Military Bowl between the East Carolina Pirates facing the Boston College Eagles. So coming from me in this year's Military Bowl, I am going to go with the East Carolina Pirates to get it done and defeat the Boston College Eagles in a close one. And now next matchup, it is the Birmingham Bowl between the Houston Cougars facing the Auburn Tigers. Now this is the 7th meeting between Houston and Auburn. Auburn leads the all-time series 5-1. Now the Tigers won the last meeting over the Cougars all the way back in 1973, and the Cougars are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time since the 1969 Blue Bonnet Bowl all the way back 52 years ago. So coming from me in this year's Birmingham Bowl, I am going to go with the Houston Cougars to get it done and defeat the Auburn Tigers in a close offensive shootout. And now next matchup, it is the First Responders Bowl between the Air Force Academy Falcons facing the Louisville Cardinals. So coming from me in this year's First Responders Bowl and the Battle of the Birds, I am going to go with the Air Force Academy Falcons to get it done and defeat the Louisville Cardinals. And now next matchup, it is the Liberty Bowl between the Texas Tech Red Raiders facing the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Now this is the 8th meeting between Texas Tech and Mississippi State. Mississippi State leads the all-time series 4-2-1. Now the Bulldogs have won the last 2 meetings over the Red Raiders, dating all the way back to 1969, and the Red Raiders are looking to defeat the Bulldogs for the first time since 1964, 57 years ago. So coming from me in this year's Liberty Bowl, I am going to go with Will Rogers, Mike Leach, and the Mississippi State Bulldogs to get it done here and defeat the Texas Tech Red Raiders in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is the Holiday Bowl between the UCLA Bruins facing the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now this is only the 3rd meeting between UCLA and NC State. The Bruins have won the last 2 meetings over the Wolfpack dating all the way back to 1959. So the Bruins have owned this rivalry for nearly 62 years. So coming from me in this year's Holiday Bowl, ooh boy, this is a tough pick. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins to get it done here and defeat the North Carolina State Wolfpack. UCLA. And now next matchup, it is the Guaranteed Rate Bowl between the West Virginia Mountaineers facing the Minnesota Golden Gophers. So coming from me in this year's Guaranteed Rate Bowl, I am going to go with the Golden Gophers of Minnesota to get it done here and defeat the West Virginia Mountaineers in a close shootout. And now next matchup, it is the Fenway Bowl being played at Fenway Park in one of my favorite teams in Major League Baseball, the Boston Red Sox, between the Virginia Cavaliers facing the SMU Mustangs. So coming from me in this year's Fenway Bowl being played at Fenway Park in Boston, this one should be good, especially with the quarterback showdown. Brendan Armstrong versus Tanner Mordecai. This one should be good, but coming from me, I'm going to go with Tanner Mordecai and the SMU Mustangs to get it done and defeat the Virginia Cavaliers in a close offensive shootout. And now next matchup, it is the Pinstripe Bowl being played at Yankee Stadium, home of the team I hate the most in Major League Baseball, being a Boston Red Sox fan, the New York Yankees, between the Virginia Tech Hokies facing the Maryland Terrapins. Now this is the 32nd meeting between Virginia Tech and Maryland. Maryland leads the all-time series 16-15. Now the Terrapins won the last meeting over the Hokies all the way back 8 years ago, and the Hokies are looking to defeat the Terps for the first time since 2009. So coming from me in this year's Pinstripe Bowl being played at Yankee Stadium, I am going to go with the Virginia Tech Hokies to get it done and defeat the Maryland Terrapins. And now next matchup, and this bowl is one of my favorite named bowls ever. It is known as the Cheez-It Bowl between the Clemson Tigers facing the Iowa State Cyclones. So coming from me in this year's Cheez-It Bowl, and let me know in the comments section, what is your favorite Cheez-It? For me, it's white cheddar or mix and match. But let me know what your favorite Cheez-Its in the comment section. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers to get it done here and defeat the Iowa State Cyclones. And now the next matchup, and this is the bowl I have been waiting for. It is the Alamo Bowl between the Oregon Ducks facing my Oklahoma Sooners. Now this is the 8th meeting between Oklahoma and Oregon. Oklahoma leads the all-time series 6-1. Now the Ducks won the last meeting over my Sooners in very controversial fashion all the way back in 2006, 15 years ago. And my Sooners are looking to defeat the Ducks for the first time since the 2005 Holiday Bowl. Now starting off with the Ducks first, the Ducks are coming off their loss in the Pac-12 championship game to Utah. And the Ducks are looking to wrap up the season with a victory over my Oklahoma Sooners in the Alamo Bowl. Very excited to have my Oklahoma Sooners coming off a very good year. We finished at 10-2, but we fell short short in winning the Big 12 championship. But this year was a very good year, and it sucks to see Lincoln Riley go. If you guys didn't know, Lincoln Riley will be coaching the USC Trojans next year, and I want to wish Lincoln Riley the best of luck coaching the Trojans. And for this one game, we're going to see Bob Stoops be once again the coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. And this game is extremely personal to a lot of Oklahoma Sooner fans like myself, because a lot of Sooner fans like myself remember that game in 2006 in Eugene in September, where the refs absolutely screwed us out of a victory. And I know Bob Stoops has been waiting for this opportunity. I know a lot of longtime Sooner fans like myself have been waiting for this opportunity. But next year, it's going to be a new era in Norman, Oklahoma, because we're going to have a new coach. The former Clemson defensive coordinator, Brett Venables, is going to be our new coach, and hopefully he will bring some new direction in Oklahoma, and quite possibly get us back to the Big 12 championship game. But this game is extremely personal to longtime Sooner fans that have been waiting 15 years to get their revenge against the Oregon Ducks, and they have a chance to get it done here. So coming from me in this year's Alamo Bowl, it's my Oklahoma Sooners versus my good friend Gamers Goon's Oregon Ducks. So I want to wish Gamers Goon the best of luck and may the best team win. But coming from me, I've been waiting 15 years to see Oklahoma get their revenge on Oregon. It's going to happen here. So coming from me, I am going to go with Brett Venables, Bob Stoops, Caleb Williams, and my Oklahoma Sooners to get their revenge after 15 years and defeat the Oregon Ducks. Boomer damn Sooner. And our next matchup, it is the Duke's Mayo Bowl between the North Carolina Tar Heels facing the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now, this is the 59th meeting between North Carolina and South Carolina. North Carolina leads the old-time series 35-19-4. Now, the Tar Heels won the last meeting over the Gamecocks all the way back 2 years ago, and the Gamecocks are looking to defeat the Tar Heels for the first time in 6 years. So, coming from me in this year's Duke's Mayo Bowl, I am going to go with Mac Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels to get it done and defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks in a close shootout. In our next matchup, it is the Music City Bowl between the Purdue Boilermakers facing the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, this is only the second meeting between Purdue and Tennessee. The Boilermakers won the last meeting over the Volunteers all the way back in 1979. So these two have not met each other in nearly 42 years. So coming from me in this year's Music City Bowl, I am going to go with the Purdue Boilermakers to get it done and defeat the Tennessee Volunteers in a close shootout. In our next matchup, it is the Las Vegas Bowl between the Arizona State Sun Devils facing the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, this is the fifth meeting between Arizona State and Wisconsin. Arizona State leads the old-time series 3-1. Now, the Sun Devils won the last meeting over the Badgers all the way back 8 years ago, and the Badgers are looking to defeat the Sun Devils for the first time since 2010. So, coming from me in this year's Las Vegas Bowl, oh man, this one's a tough pick. But coming from me, I am going to go with the Wisconsin Badgers to get it done here and defeat the Arizona State Sun Devils in a close offensive shootout. And our next matchup, it is the Peach Bowl, one of the 6 New Year's 6 bowls between the Michigan State Spartans facing the 2021 ACC champions, the Pittsburgh Panthers. Now, this is the 8th meeting between Michigan State and Pittsburgh. Sparty leads the old-time series 6-0-1. Now, Sparty has won the last 2 meetings over the Panthers, dating all the way back to 2006. And Pittsburgh is looking to finally win a game in this rivalry for the first time. Now, both teams are coming off very great years this year. Michigan State's coming off a fantastic 10-2 season, and Pittsburgh's coming off their amazing year this year, finishing at 11-2 and winning the ACC championship game last Saturday over Wake Forest. So, coming from me in this year's Peach Bowl and a New Year's 6 bowl, ooh, this one's going to be so good. I mean, you got Peyton Thorne versus Kenny Pickett, who a lot of people think is going to be the #1 pick in next year's NFL draft. So coming from me, I am going to go with the 2021 ACC champions, Kenny Pickett and the Pitt Panthers, to get it done here and defeat the Michigan State Spartans in an absolute banger. And now the next matchup, which happened on New Year's Day, the final day in 2021. Starting off with this year's Gator Bowl between the Wake Forest Demon Deacons facing the Texas A&M Aggies. Now, this is only the second meeting between Wake Forest and Texas A&M. The Demon Deacons won the last meeting over the Aggies all the way back in the 2017 Belk Bowl. So these two have not met each other in nearly 4 years. Now, both teams are coming off very good years this year. Wake Forest is coming off a 10-3 season, falling short in the ACC championship championship game, and Texas A&M is coming off an 8-4 season after knocking off Alabama in the regular season this year. So coming from me in this year's Gators Bowl on New Year's Eve, whew, boy, this one's tough. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons to get it done here and defeat the Texas A&M Aggies in a close offensive banger. And our next matchup on New Year's Eve, it is the Sun Bowl between the Washington State Cougars facing the Miami Hurricanes. Now, this is only the second meeting between Washington State and the U. The Cougars won the last meeting over the Hurricanes all the way back at the 2015 Sun Bowl, which has already been 6 years. So these two have not met each other in over 6 years. So coming from me in this year's installment of the Sun Bowl on New Year's Eve, I am going to go with the U to get it done here and defeat the Washington State Cougars. And now the next matchup on New Year's Day, it is the Arizona Bowl between the Central Michigan Chippewas facing my Boise State Broncos. Now this is the 6th meeting between Central Michigan and Boise State. Central Michigan leads the all-time series 3-2. Now, my Broncos have won the last 2 meetings over the Chippewas, dating all the way back to the year 2000, and the Chippewas are looking to defeat my Broncos for the first time since 1997, 24 years ago. So, coming from me in this year's Arizona Bowl on New Year's Eve, I am going to go with Bachmeier and my Boise State Broncos to get it done here and defeat the Central Michigan Chippewas. And our next matchup, it is the 86 Cotton Bowl Classic, and it's one half of the college football semifinals to see which team will punch their ticket to this year's college football playoff national championship game. Between the undefeated and the reigning American Athletic Conference champions, the undefeated Cincinnati Bearcats, facing the reigning and defending national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, this is the 6th meeting between Cincinnati and Alabama. The Crimson Tide have won the last 5 meetings over the Bearcats, dating all the way back, and listen to this, folks, since 1908. So the Crimson Tide have owned the Bearcats for nearly 113 years. Now, starting off with the underdog story of the Cincinnati Bearcats, they're coming off one hell of an amazing year, finishing at 13-0, winning the American Athletic Conference Championship and being the first team outside of the Power 5 conference to make the college football playoff. But you talk about climbing a mountaintop. This is like climbing Everest for Cincinnati, a chance to quite easily pull off the biggest upset in college football playoff history and knock off the reigning national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide. So their chances are very slim, but anything can happen in college football. We have seen that all this season already. There inside you have the reigning SEC and reigning national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide, coming off their SEC championship win over Georgia last Saturday. And now the Alabama Crimson Tide are coming in as the reigning national champions, but they will be without their wide receiver John Mechie for the year with a torn ACL, and with Bryce Young winning the Heisman Trophy this past week. A lot of people are picking Alabama to once again repeat as the reigning national champions, and it's hard to pick against them after what they did to Georgia in the SEC championship game when they were deemed the underdog, and they found a way to really just shut down Georgia in that game in their home stadium in Atlanta. So coming from me in the 86 Cotton Bowl Classic and the first of the 2 college football semifinal showdowns to see who will punch their ticket to the college football playoff national championship game at Lucas Oil Stadium. As much as I would love to see Cincinnati pull off quite easily the biggest upset in college football playoff history, I cannot pick against Nick Saban in this situation. I just cannot. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young, Nick Saban, and the Alabama Crimson Tide to punch their ticket right back to the college football playoff national championship to defend their crown and defeat the Cincinnati Bearcats. Roll Tide! And now next matchup, it is the 87th Orange Bowl game, and it is the second college football semifinal showdown to see who will punch their ticket to this year's college football playoff national championship. Between the reign of the new Big Ten champions, Jim Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines, facing Kirby Smart's Georgia Bulldogs. Now, this is only the 3rd meeting between Georgia and Michigan. The series is tied 1-1, so whoever wins this will break the tie and punch their ticket to the national championship. Now, the Bulldogs won the last meeting over Michigan all the way back in 1965, so it's been 56 years since Michigan has not beaten Georgia, and the Wolverines are looking to looking to defeat Georgia for the first time since 1957, 64 years ago. Now, starting off with Michigan, they are coming off one hell of a season this year. I mean, coming off a rough year last year, Michigan went through the Big Ten like a hot knife through butter, even going past Ohio State, which Jim Harbaugh could not do for the last couple years he was coaching. But he got it done this year, and Michigan finally won their first Big Ten championship. And they're looking to punch their ticket back to the College Football Playoff National Championship for the first time in school history. There is that you have the Georgia Bulldogs coming off their very heartbreaking loss to the Alabama Crimson Tide in the SEC Championship game. And a lot of people, including myself, was thinking, why didn't they just start J.T. Barrett instead of J.T. Bennett over Stetson Bennett at their quarterback that struggled so much in the SEC Championship game. But if Georgia wants to get another shot at Bama, they have got to start J.T. Barrett as starting quarterback. If they don't start him and they start Stetson Bennett, Georgia is not going to get it done. So coming from me in the 87th Orange Bowl game in the other half of the college football semifinals to see who will play, in my opinion, Alabama in the College Football Playoff National Championship game. If Stetson Bennett starts, Georgia is not going to win. If J.T. Barrett starts for Georgia, they have a good chance. But coming from me, I am going to go with Cade McNamara, Jim Harbaugh, and the Big Ten champions, the Michigan Wolverines, to get it done here and defeat the Georgia Bulldogs. And now the next matchups, which happened on New Year's Day of 2022. Starting off with the Outback Bowl between the Arkansas Razorbacks facing the Penn State Nittany Lions. So coming from me in this year's Outback Bowl on New Year's Day, I am going to go with the Arkansas Razorbacks to get it done and defeat the Penn State Nittany Lions. Sweet! And now the next matchup on New Year's Day, it is the Citrus Bowl between the Kentucky Wildcats facing the Iowa Hawkeyes. So coming from me in this year's Citrus Bowl, I am going to go with Mark Stoops and the Kentucky Wildcats to get it done here and defeat the Iowa Hawkeyes in a close offensive banger. And now next matchup. It is the 51st Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Day, a New Year's Six Bowl between the Oklahoma State Cowboys facing the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, Oklahoma State's coming off their heartbreaking loss in the Big 12 championship game to Baylor, but Oklahoma State had a fantastic year, finishing at 11-2, and they're looking to cap off the year with a big victory in the Fiesta Bowl. There is that you have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming off a one-loss season this year, 11-1, and with Brian Kelly going on to LSU, we're going to see if Notre Dame next year could be a real threat, because Brian Kelly did a fantastic job at South Bend, and he got a fantastic job at LSU now, and we're going to see if Brian Kelly can right the ship at LSU and bring him back to prominence. But we're going to see if Notre Dame can cap off this amazing year with a victory in the Fiesta Bowl. So coming from me in the 51st Fiesta Bowl game, a New Year's Six showdown on New Year's Day, I am going to go with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame to get it done and defeat the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And now the next matchup, which happens on New Year's Day. It is another New Year's Six Bowl. It is the 108th Rose Bowl game between the 2021 Pac-12 champions, the Utah Utes, facing the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, this is only the second meeting between Utah and Ohio State. The Buckeyes won the last meeting over the Utes all the way back in 1986. So the Buckeyes have owned this rivalry for 35 years. Now, starting off with the Utah Utes, they're coming off winning their first Pac-12 championship in school history, defeating the Oregon Ducks for the second time this year. And the Utah Utes are looking to cap that amazing Pac-12 championship off with a big Rose Bowl victory. There is that you have the Ohio State Buckeyes coming off their 10-2 season after falling short to Michigan in the big game, and the Buckeyes are looking to finish up the year. They finished at 10-2, and they're looking to finish up the year with a big victory in the Rose Bowl game. So coming from me, and then the 108th Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day, a New Year's Six Bowl. Ooh, boy, you talk about a clash of titans in the Rose Bowl game this year. I mean, Utah finally getting off that schneid of losing in the championship game, finally gets it done this year against a very good Ohio State Buckeye squad with a fantastic quarterback in C.J. Stroud and very good coach in Ryan Day. But coming from me, I may get this one wrong, but I am going to go with C.J. Stroud, Ryan Day, and the Ohio State Buckeyes to get it done here and defeat the Utah Utes. OHIO. And now the next New Year's matchup, in another New Year's Six Bowl, it is the 87th Sugar Bowl between the Ole Miss Rebels facing the reigning Big 12 champions, the Baylor Bears. Now this is only the second meeting between Ole Miss and Baylor. Baylor won the last meeting over the Rebels all the way back in 1975. So the Bears have owned this rivalry for nearly 46 years. Now, starting off with Ole Miss, they had one hell of a season this year, finishing at 10-2, and one of their fantastic quarterbacks, Matt Corral, had one hell of a year, and the Rebels are looking to cap off this year with a victory in the Sugar Bowl. And then on the other side, you have the Big 12 champions of this year, the Baylor Bears, coming off their win in the Big 12 championship game over Oklahoma State in a fantastic showdown. And even without Gary Bohannon, the Baylor Bears got it done on defense alone. And the Bears are looking to cap off this amazing season they had at 11-2 and get it done here in the Sugar Bowl. So coming from me in the 87th installment of the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day, ooh, boy, if it is going to be Matt Corral versus Gary Bohannon, this one could be an offensive shootout of epic proportions. But coming from me, I am going to go with the 2021 Big 12 champions, the Baylor Bears, to get it done and defeat the Ole Miss Rebels in a close offensive banger. And now the next matchup. It is the Texas Bowl, which will happen on January the 4th between the Kansas State Wildcats facing the LSU Tigers. Now, this is only the second meeting between Kansas State and LSU. The Tigers won the last meeting over the Wildcats all the way back in 1980. So the Tigers have owned this rivalry for 41 years. Now, this game is going to be very significant because LSU has a new coach going into next season in Brian Kelly, the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish head coach. And we're going to see if the LSU Tigers can turn it around next season with Brian Kelly running the show. So coming from me in this year's Texas Bowl, I am going to go with Brian Kelly's LSU Tigers to get it done and defeat the Kansas State Wildcats. Go Tigers! And now the final bowl in this year's college football bowl predictions. It is the granddaddy of them all on January the 10th. It is the college football playoff national championship game being played at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana, between the two teams I think will make it here, the Michigan Wolverines facing the reigning and defending national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide. So coming from me in this year's college football playoff national championship game, I am going to go with Nick Saban, the Heisman Trophy winner of 2021, Bryce Young, and the Alabama Crimson Tide to once again repeat as the college football playoff national champions and defeat the Michigan Wolverines. Roll Tide! And those are my 2021-2022 college football bowl predictions. Whew! Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you see winning all of these bowl matchups? And let me know, who do you see winning the college football semifinals between Cincinnati and Alabama? And who do you see winning the second semifinal showdown between Michigan and Georgia? And what is your potential college football playoff national championship matchup? For me, it's Michigan versus Alabama, with Alabama winning the national championship. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know all of your picks and your opinions. And as always, represent your college football teams in the comment section. Even if they didn't make the bowls this year or had a very rough year, still represent them in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to you, because comments and your opinions are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all of my college football predictions on the channel this year. This year by far was one of my funnest years doing college football predictions for you guys, and you guys showed up on every college football prediction I did, and I cannot say thank you enough, guys. I'm truly blessed to have you guys part of this dangerous alliance, and you guys already know next September we're going to be running this shit back for another year of college football predictions. So again, thank you. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this: that like button, comment, share with your friends, of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well: that subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We are now officially 1,000 subscribers strong. So if you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you guys waiting for? If you're a fan of professional wrestling when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, and Ring of Honor Wrestling, and you're a fan of professional sports when it comes to college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, college basketball, super kick that subscribe button, folks. It's free, and you become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys later tonight for my Week 15 NFL predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.